take this away, but the one I always loved was like, damn it, I wish I would have said this to people. How do you want to pay for this? You want to use your money or mine? And like that line, when you open it up, it's like it changes that perception, the psychology of the person sitting across the table.
But what happens psychologically when somebody gets flushed with cash? Their mind goes, you know what? I don't want to spend $45,000 on a roof. I don't even want a roof. I want a side-by-side and a new Rolex or a guitar.
I think of all the time, like how many guys let it die and then there's $1 million sitting in their CRM that nobody's touching. Most roofing contractors are leaving 20 to 30% of their revenue on the table every month, and they don't even know. I sat down with Christopher Scoville from Improvifi to talk about why. There's no fluff, no pitch decks, free education. But first, I want to get to Chris Scoville with Improvifi.
Hey, brother. Good to see you.
You too, man.
First of all, I congratulate your mother on choosing such a fine name.
Yes, yours too. Improvifi put together a white paper on how to build a consumer credit center inside your roofing business, and how a VA from SMA can run the whole back end so nothing falls through the cracks. That's what the conversation's really about. I'm Chris Roll, and I'm the Director of Growth at SMA Support Services. SMA Support Services puts specialized virtual assistants, real people, inside roofing companies. We handle the back end, estimates, follow-up, financing, pipeline, accounts receivable, so you, the owner, or your sales team can stay in front of the customers instead of drowning in the admin work in the back office. We don't just hand you a virtual assistant, we hand you a system. Here's what we got into. I was a roofer for 7 years before I ever offered financing. And my reason was probably the same as everybody else's. It's just going to cost me money. It's going to be confusing to my customers. And I'd rather just focus on closing the deal. And I was wrong. But when we finally made the switch, I looked back, and talking to you makes me think about how much revenue I left on the table. But I think I laughed because we had a financing provider that wasn't you. And I went to Top Rep, and I came home from Top Rep when I was out of the roof business, working for SMA, and my wife is like, hey, do you know anybody that offers financing? Because we sold a job with our other financing and they don't offer it anymore. And now we're kind of screwed. And so I was like, oh yeah, call Improvifi. And so we literally sent them over, and 2 days later, she's like, we got it all set up and we got some new stuff. And now we actually understand what the hell we're trying to sell, because
I know, it's crazy. So like, let's break it down. Let's unpack it. You said a lot right there. So, I like this. This is kind of a good one to tell, and it has got nothing to do with home improvement. You go to the gas station because your truck or your car is on E, and you've got an option, and you're not even thinking about it because you don't know that there's options. Option one: you take your money and you walk in. You stand in line because someone's buying lottery tickets, cigarettes, and Zins, and you give the lady $100 because that's all that you have. And you say, number 6. And she goes, okay. She takes your $100. You don't know where it's going to land. It could be 76, it could be 67, or like me with a diesel, 354. So you go out to your pump 6, pump the car. It's full at $53.55. You have to turn around and walk back to the register, stand in line again behind someone that's buying Takis and Slim Jims in a mellow yellow or a Yoo-hoo. You've wasted 20 minutes, a big gulp. You've wasted 20 minutes inside of this convenience store, by the way, because you had to stay in the line 10 minutes. You had to walk out like it's miserably hot outside. You're having the worst time of your life. And you're like, the next time you go to the gas station, you do something differently. You pull out your financing. You pull out your form of financing, which is going to be 30 days, no interest, because you're going to pay it off the end of the month. And you tap this thing, you pump your gas, 55.25, and you leave. And it cut the time in 75%. And at the end of the month, your Amex comes in and you pay it off. You have just financed your gasoline on a no interest, no payment revolving loan over 30 days. And you're like, I financed my gas? You sure did. So with that being said, your consumers at the points of sale for home improvements, it doesn't matter what it is, roofing, air conditioning, flooring, remodeling, shouldn't they deserve the same options as you at the gas station for affordability and ease and removal of pain? Meaning, if your project is $45,000, it is painful to throw that price tag in front of a consumer and assume they have the cash, or they're going to be paying cash or checking credit card or emptying out their 401k or taking all their money out of their savings and checking account to pay you $45,000 for a home improvement. However, if you present options like, hey, Mr. Smith, look, we got a consumer credit center. A lot of our customers take advantage of our financing solutions, our payment options, our affordable payment solutions, whatever you want to call it. Some of our customers prefer the 18-month no interest. If you don't want to pay interest, that's fine. Some of our customers prefer a long, short, or midterm low monthly payment option with no prepay. Out of those two particular options, what sounds more interesting to you? And then you shut up. Why? Because if we can sell somebody best, better, and good, and you have best, better, and good options at the gas station as well, right? 89, 91, 93. High
With Invigorate.
Right?
Yeah.
So why not present best, better, and good options at the point of sale, but along with that, give them best, better, and good options at payment?
This is
It's not even that. I mean, when you turn a cash buyer into a cash buyer, they then have control. And I'm not saying that sales is a control, must control, but in sales, when you're closing, you must control the sale, because that's part of your professional career path that you chose, man, is guiding, consulting, and controlling the scenario for them to know that they've hired the right company. And the moment that you give away control to a credit union or bank, you're trusting some 23-year-old kid with a headset on that can't spell financing to get them the money they need to give to you. But what happens psychologically when somebody gets flushed with cash, their mind goes, you know what? I don't want to spend $45,000 on a roof. I don't even want a roof. I want a side-by-side and a new Rolex or a guitar. I don't want to buy a roof. So you know what I'm going to do to Chris? I'm going to say no to him. I'm going to hire Chuck in a truck for a $15,000 apple-to-apple roof. I'm going to take the other $30,000, $35,000 and go buy the thing that I really want that will make me feel good. That's how scary it is when you give control away to a consumer to go to a bank or credit union. We at Improvifi can do bank loans at the point of sale with a QR code and let them get their secured loan that they would get at the bank within 5 minutes in a soft credit pull. So like controlling by having multiple payment options only helps you be in control. And who wants to get in a freaking car, load up the car with a bunch of documents and paperwork, drive, you got to make an appointment at a bank, right? We're trying to raise capital right now, so we're getting some business loans and whatnot from different banks. They didn't show up at 3:30 yesterday. We waited, my wife and I, she's the CFO and the CEO. We waited like this. They never showed up. So now what? We got to go back online, schedule another appointment. How important were we to them for them not to show up? Very little, right? So like, there's a lot of steps you got to take when you send somebody somewhere. You're giving them to your competitors, by the way.
Yeah, because they want easy. Everybody wants easy today, and it's like that's 10 steps of work versus that guy. Yeah, maybe he's a little more money, but I just signed it and we're done. And I don't start paying until next month, and it's $120. Ta-da! Like, look at that. Look how easy this was.
And by the way, you said it a few times. Let's go back and unpack that. If you're a contractor looking to offer financing, it doesn't cost you anything. And I'm talking about merchant fees or dealer fees. Meaning, if you're selling a $10,000 air conditioning system and the programs or program that you're offering from your financing partners is 3 or 5%, you simply build in a margin to cover the cost of financing in your pricing. So cash always equals credit, meaning this. It isn't 10,000, it's 10,500 bucks. But what if, Chris, what if they want to pay cash? Cool, it's 10,500. What about a credit card? 10,500. What about financing with no dealer fee? 10,500. What about the promo that costs 4.25? 10,500. You simply build a margin and cover the cost of financing if they take it out. If they don't take it out, you make an extra 5 points. It's called zero cost averaging. You don't have to change your prices at all. If you change your prices and have two prices, number one, it's not allowed. Number two, your reps will get so confused. And number three, what if, just if, you're marketing and advertising financing and they see it on your website and go, oh, Tommy Boy didn't mention the fact that you got a 12-month no interest. We want that. And Tommy Boy's like, boss, I presented them 10,000, not 10,005. And the owner's like, so take it out of your commission. You gave it away. So we offer, Chris, we offer tons of training on this. On how to actually build proper margins to go to the market with financing if it does cost you anything. Some of our competitors have high dealer fees. We try to stay away from high dealer fee programs. There's no need for it nowadays.
Yep.
Anyway,
I was thinking about the like so when we were at the Top Rep event together and you were speaking there, one, I took a lot away from just seeing you up on stage and how you present it. But two, it was not a pitch. It was really more of the education of like, I don't care if you're using me for financing or not, take this away. But the one I always loved was like, damn it, I wish I would have said this to people. It's like, how do you want to pay for this? Do you want to use your money or mine? And like that line,
yeah.
when you open it up, it's like it changes that perception, the psychology of the person sitting across the table, because now they just went from questioning you to being like, A, it's a little funny, but B, it's like, wait, what do you mean by this?
Yeah,
And now I'm intrigued.
Chris, that's what you want them to say. Well, what do you mean? So the rest of that presentation is this. Well, we got a consumer credit center. Lots of our homeowners in the local market prefer to use a couple different payment options that we have. If you're interested, I can show them to you. One of them is an 18-month no interest. The other one is a long-term monthly payment option, no prepay. And I could just show them to you right now. I've got a mobile app and it's a soft credit pull. So we can actually figure out how much you're approved to, what your interest rate is, and then you can make a decision, on how you actually want to pay us. As long as you pay us, Mr. Smith, right? So the whole conversation is I'm leading and educating at the same time. But like, look, dude, I don't care how you want to pay. As long as you pay us, we've got lots of options. Or if you want to pay cash, I'll take that too. But I don't do discounts because I don't have to do discounts. We're not a discount contractor. We're a high value offer. So our high value offer is worth it. And if you don't want to take our high value offer, that's fine. Maybe we're not the right contractor for you. But lots of our consumers use us because of our high value offer, and they can afford us because of our affordability through our consumer credit center. So it's a whole psychological walkthrough of, look, we're expensive. Well, so isn't Mercedes-Benz. But I don't even know what a cheap car is nowadays.
Yeah, everything. And most people, they look at it as like, what's the monthly payment? They're not even looking at the price. They're negotiating a monthly payment at that point. And then I think this is where people see financing and they may think of sitting in the financing office at a car dealership. And so they're like, there's that association of, well, I'm not going to be one of those people to just drive up my prices. Yeah. And I think I had that misconception when I was a roofer. And one of the things, again, I learned from you on your presentation when you're talking about the opportunity to sell more to the people that are willing to do it. They just don't have the capital ready. And so they may have said, hey, that roof is great. And I even did this. I said, call me in 3 to 5 years once you have the rest of the money to do the siding. And I could have just been like, hey, if you do it today, here's going to be your 5-year out cost versus this if you finance. If we get the financing, now I get you the full project done today at a lower cost.
Yep.
And it's all taken care of. And I left that on the table by not having more room for them to make that purchase that if I had made it easy for them, they would have said yes. And they just didn't realize how simple it could have been. I'm like, damn it, there's $500,000 that I didn't sell. Like, oh man.
I know there's a lot to it. We I built a case study and a white paper that we're going to offer to the folks that are listening today. No, there's no fee to it. I love to share information and education on actually how a contractor can build and outsource a consumer credit center to SMA. So, folks listening to this, if you're interested, reach out to Chris or myself and I'll just send it over to you. It's just a document and case study we put together and read through it. Whether you decide to use, SMA support services or do it yourself, I think it's probably be a little bit easier to outsource this depending upon the size and the structure of your company. But the key to this is this. You want to show up differently in today's marketplace, meaning you want to be a differentiator, but you also want third-party validation. What does that mean? If all of your competitors have financing, I hope they do, but in your case and for competition, I hope they don't. And you show up and say, hey, Mr. Smith, I'm sure you've met with lots of roofers now, got lots of quotes. We're different. How are you different? Well, we actually have not just a lender. We have an entire consumer credit center. What does that mean? Well, it's Chris's Roofing Consumer Credit Center. We offer way more than anyone else. We have multiple lenders. We have technology. We have soft credit pull. We offer unsecured loans, super prime, buy deeper, secured loans, and personal loans, and credit repair. Meaning that, look, when you do business with Chris's Roofing, we have all of the financing solutions to our consumer credit center that we can help you with. So it's not just like you're coming to John's Roofing and he's got one lender and 3 programs. We have all of this stuff to help you with affordability. And then you are literally shaping yourself up as this premier roofing that has their own consumer credit center, like you have your own bank almost, and marketplace and lending. And then you've got some really cool support things within your consumer credit center, like our deal desk. Like you could literally call and talk to a live agent and human being, not AI, at Improvifi and ask questions with your consumers. We'll get on the phone with the customers at the point of sale and answer their questions that they have on like a 12-month deferred interest. Like, what does this mean? Is there prepayment penalty? And how is the interest rate, the APR, whatever the damn question is? We're not scared to get on the phone with a contractor and the consumer and just talk to them and answer their questions and make them feel comfortable.
Here's where it actually breaks down in the field. The sale happens, the finance app gets thrown at the customer, and then nobody owns what happens next. And this is when your customers go to your competitors.
That's what I just wrote in this white paper for folks that didn't hear it before. The real problem is not financing, it is execution. Here's what actually happens inside of Mike. Mike's the company that I wrote this for, fictitious name, before he made the change to SMA. Reps were wearing 6 hats, selling, running credit, explaining payments, chasing documents, following up, and trying to rehash old deals, right? Applicants were sent late, sometimes hours after an appointment, when the homeowner was excited, had cooled out, so their emotions dropped. Scary, by the way. Declined applicants were abandoned completely because nobody knew what to do next. That's a nightmare, because sometimes a decline is an approval because they've missed a 0 in their income. And that can be, if we handle that at the point of sale, it's done, right? Old estimates from 60, 90, and 120 days were never revisited through a rehash program, even though the new programs and terms could have revived them. So we've got a pipeline of deals that were never called back on with our new lending program. It's just money sitting in your pipeline. Imagine that. Approvals were not explained clearly, so the homeowners were confused and scared to move forward. So this is why you have this agent that's proficient in all these steps. And then the financing process is really hoping that the sales rep actually even mentioned it, instead of knowing that every appointment we offer financing early, always, often, and everything we do, we give people the opportunity to say yes to us in affordable payment options. Like, this is what this white paper is about, is like, well, how can I make sure all those steps are done? Well, hiring somebody like SMA to have an agent that does this and make sure it happens each and every time is exactly why I wrote this thing. So anyway, end of commercial for SMA.
Well, and I would say it's almost like the white paper for a lot of people. It's like, think of this as, you can look at this and kind of think through your own checklist. And because this is not specific to Improvifi, it's not specific to SMA, it's an example. And there's probably something that you can pull from it. Even if you said, hey, I'm not going to do that, I have my own financing, I've got my own assistant, great. But there's probably something in here where you can see the checklist and how, Improvifi's best practices, how they support other contractors and run this flow over and over and over again. Well, like, how do I build this into my process? And I think this is one, I always like giving stuff away for free, where it's like, let me show you what to do and how to do it. Because I am not the thing that's going to make it successful. It's like, I provide a person that can help you do it. But if you can do it yourself, great. But I want to just share that idea, because when somebody comes to you and says, hey, I want to do what you do, and you say, well, you're not going to be able to set it up, I did, you should just go talk to the Chris's. It's like, great, go talk to them and they can help get it set up and set it up easy for you. Yeah, this is exactly the problem that my team solves. Not the financing itself, but the execution behind it. Most contractors have a graveyard in their CRM, a bunch of declined financing apps that nobody ever followed up on. And Christopher showed me exactly how his team can work with somebody on yours to go back and mine those for approvals. And this is just money that you've already worked for, that's just sitting there, and you can work from a different angle within their platform. And whether it's you doing it, your admin, or one of our team members, it's pretty easy to do. It's only a couple mouse clicks away.
It's really gotten weird, and it's gotten noisy out there, all the AI this and the AI that. And I'm like, we're almost anti-AI. Like, we do use some AI technology in the back for algorithms in helping contractors choose the right particular programs to offer. We built some of that, but as far as actually talking to a human being, getting training, like training through our school, it's me and it's my trainers We have trainers now here at our company that help train your company one-on-one on how to sell financing, how to handle obstacles and objections. So I don't know, man. It's like we've gone the opposite direction of everyone else. It's really fun.
Well, I get the AI question a lot because we have real team members that are remote, and people, the first question is like virtual assistants, or are they robots? And I'm like, no, they're real humans. But the reality is we see AI is catching up in the voice space, and we're supporting it in a lot of opportunities where it makes sense. There's like a linear flow chart, it can handle it. And people come to me and say, hey, is AI going to replace your team? And I said, no, because if we can take off setting appointments and screening the bullshit spam calls that come in, that frees up their time to do something else that's more valuable. And this is where, with working with Improvifi and SMA, or if it's Improvifi and your own local team member, you
Yeah.
guys can do the training and make sure the person that's going to be supporting, once that salesperson is in the field, they sell the job and they click go on the financing. There is some more stuff that happens behind the scene, but I think this is where the owners get afraid, or they think, oh shit, who's going to manage all this? And that's where it's like, hey, get an admin person for it. There's probably not an AI that's going to be the right fit to do some of these more complex behind the scene tasks yet.
Yep.
And so this is where you have a person who can be trained in
Yep.
that platform.
Yeah, man.
And so we have a team member where it's like they can be that back office inside salesperson. And once that follow up, or once that sale happens and it moves to the next stage, it's like, great, your first step is following up regarding financing,
Yeah.
go through the checklist, make sure it's done, and then reach back out to the homeowner and take it from there to continue the journey. But yeah, if anybody, once they talk to you, because I think for a lot of folks, if they're not at the level of growth that they need to think about a back office team member, extra support, I just need to hit my sales and get more sales. Make sure you're offering financing. And then
Yeah.
when you are at that point, when you're doing, let's say, 150 roofs a year is a good number for the roofers we work with.
Yeah.
And if you need somebody managing kind of the back end, all the back office tasks, prepping estimates, helping with your financing process, following up with not only your estimates but the financing process. This is one I think of all the time. Like, how many guys let it die, and then there's $1 million sitting in their CRM that
Oh,
nobody's
just
touching. So
yeah.
if
Some
that's
of
problems,
our financing solutions are literally built for the ones that got declined or counteroffered. And all you got to do is send a Loom video that sounds a little bit like this. Hey, John, it's Chris. I don't know if you remember me. I came over to your house, tried to put a new roof on your house, and you didn't want to move forward, but you did want to move forward, but you got declined. Look, we have a consumer credit center now. We might be able to buy that loan for you. I'm going to send over the QR code. If you're interested, give us a call. Give our agent a call. We'll walk you through how to do it. We'll see if we can get you approved. I'm here to help. Thanks. Boom. And you send that Loom out with the QR code for them to apply to this buy deeper that buys down to a 500 credit score. And just maybe you'll find gold in your pipeline.
yep. Yep. And that's the stuff, like my team, I've realized this. I sat in these seats as an American roof salesperson. I hated doing that type of stuff. Like, tell me something else. Like, I'd rather go, I don't know, walk on hot coals than sit and do 100 follow-ups in a CRM. And that's why I didn't do it until I got an assistant. And these are those things my team members thrive at. They're like, give me a process, give me a task that I can just go, bam, knock all these out. Yeah, I want people to look at the before and after results in the table that you put in the white paper, Chris, because I think there's going to be some things that surprise me. The same leads, and the close rate goes from 32 to 44%. And monthly revenue goes from 460 to 667,000. Same number of leads, same market, same team. After 90 days with a dedicated credit center, their close rate went from 32 to 44%. Average ticket went up from 12,000 to 14,500, and the monthly revenue jumped up over $200,000 a month. Nothing changed except who was running the financing back end. So one of the things people are going to think about is they're going to hear outsource credit center and they're going to think, oh, this is just another expense to my business. I know we outline it in the white paper, but we can show them there. It's not really an expense. It's really one of the highest ROI line items that you could get in your business, but we have to frame how they're thinking about it. And whether that's just Improvifi, whether that's with SMA, we can use this as a foundation to help you think through it in your business. So here's the takeaway. Financing isn't complicated. The contractors making it complicated or just missing the right person in the right seat. It said it in the white paper, and the simplest way I can put it is you sell the project, we handle the money. The reps are the ones standing in front of the customers, and then nothing's falling through the cracks. That's basically the whole model. Back to it at the end of the day, nobody's going to be sitting in there on their best days wanting to do the bullshit work behind the scenes. It's like, and if they do and they're any good at it, what are you going to do? You're going to promote them, and then you're back in square one where you were a year ago, and it's like, damn it, Now I got to find another admin. So if you're not offering financing, go talk to Christopher's team at Improvifi. If you are offering it, but nobody's managing the back end, go to smasupport.us. Both of the problems are fixable, but most contractors just haven't fixed them yet. Chris, thanks for the time. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you. Thanks for coming on today.
Thanks, Chris. See you soon, brother.
You too.